We are back and we're going to talk about the Trump tariffs because there's more news that came out today. We're also going to talk about how this impacts the stock market because the stock market impacts crypto, of course. Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every day. I'm WendyO. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, set alerts. I know we talked about Bitcoin breaking down below and closing below the EMA 200 yesterday, which is our important area of support. And I'm happy about it. I'm absolutely happy about it. I am just ready to get this completely done. Okay. I'm ready to get it completely done. I'm ready to have us drop down below support and continue to trade underneath the EMA 200 like we have in the previous bear markets and just get it done. I really, really am. I'm completely over it. I know a lot of you guys are over it too. A lot of you that have been here, you guys are tired. We're just tired. We're tired of the insanity. We're tired of both sides of the political spectrum just being a mess. I mean, Trump did a lot of great things when it comes to crypto for pro-crypto legislation, for pro-crypto SEC, CFTC, and whatnot. Not great stuff with the crypto businesses. And it's just a mess. It really, really is. One interesting thing, though, that I did see is that we did get it looks like there was a little bit of a depeg that happened with their stable coin. And I think that they put out with World Liberty Finance, and they put out a statement about, what did they say? They said, what did World Liberty Finance say? They said that they wanted to, that their stable coin would help kind of prop up the US dollar, something ridiculous like that. Like, honestly, just stop with the delusions. And I'm happy to call out the pros and the cons of what's going on. I'm very much a moderate. All I care about really is protecting our kids and people staying in their own lane. And I just want crypto to pump. I just want my bags to pump. Also, too, it looks like Vitalik is selling an egregious amount of Ethereum, which is something that he kind of does. And then he's also talking about AI and the DAOs and those types of things. So we're going to get into it. First, a quick shout out to our channel members. Good morning to Mr. Lawrence. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. And the office is not fully functional in any way, shape, or form. I really just want to scream out the side of my neck about two things. I'm not going to. It's not done. I need additional pieces. And that's coming together and stuff. But basically, it's better to do things yourself. The painters are awesome, though. Anyways, shout out to Mike. Shout out to Dale. Shout out to Mr. Bubba. Thank you so much for being so supportive. Mr. R. Gumby. Aloha J. We got Callie Crypto in here. Hello, hello, hello. And we don't have gorgeous Alexandra yet. I know she'll be here because she shows up every single day. But let's go ahead and get into it because there's a lot of stuff. And I want to get through the news day. I have to go to Costco today. Oh my God. So my daughter's we did a big girls day yesterday. We hung out with some of mommy's friends. We met for brunch and then we did the mall. And, we had brunch, pretzels, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Mommy didn't get a pretzel. Baby got a pretzel though. So we had all kinds of junk. And then, because of course you have to, but I made her eat egg before we left. So she had to eat egg, some sort of protein. Okay. And she eats lots of berries. So anyways, she's like, Mama, I'm hungry. When we get home, I'm hungry. Can I have a peanut butter sandwich? I'm like, okay. So I go pull the bread out of the cabinet, and normally I've been putting it in the fridge, but it was all moldy. And I'm like, what? So I have to go to Costco. And the thing about going to Costco today is I can't have a piece of pizza because I promised myself I wasn't going to have pizza until the weekend. But the way that this week is going so far this morning, then I am going to probably have a pizza. But anyways, got to go to Costco, get some more delicious bread from the babe. But let's talk about what's going on with the tariffs, okay? So Trump issues a statement on the Supreme Court ruling about the emergency illegal tariffs, blah, 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 blah. So basically, he said that the ruling is disappointing and terrible, suggested the Supreme Court justices and the majority made their decision not purely on U.S. law, but somehow influenced by outside pressures like foreign governments. He framed the ruling as a win and said that other tariff powers are still valid and can be used more aggressively. Shortly after the ruling, he announced a immediate 10% global tariff under Section 122. And now it's actually 15%. He's also planning other trade actions. It says his tariffs help the economy and strengthen security. So this is the thing. I am for reciprocal tariffs. I don't have an issue with reciprocal tariffs. I don't think that they're bad. But these types of news and announcement impact the stock market. That's when things can get a little bit crazy, okay? So we don't like that because we want number to go up. But really at the same time, because we're in this crypto bear market, we're going to be trading like this. So it doesn't really matter what is being done right now as far as geopolitical policies. What really matters is the crypto market structure. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing, because we're going to be trading underneath the EMA 200 for quite some time. It's if we do continue to have that happen, we're going to be in the bear market for the next year or two. So it doesn't really matter. Bitcoin is going to be fine. Certain cryptos will be fine. Some will not. But now, a lot of people thought we were going to get stimulus checks from the tariffs because that was said. And there's actually a post that's circulating around since it was from 2025 of Trump saying, hey, we're going to issue tariffs and we're going to give you guys $2,000 stimulus checks. Remember that stimulus checks are essentially a bribe because it's basically your taxpayer money. That's all that it is. It is a bribe. It is hush money. I'm not a fan of stimulus checks, but I do understand how Americans are hurting right now and how important that is. So stimulus checks could be helpful. But right now, because of the lawsuit and because of the Supreme Court, which again, checks and balances. So it's good that that we're still working in that sense, even though some people may disagree. That's a silver lining there. But we've got it's estimated between 130 and 175 billion dollars that is going to be held up for the next 5 years in litigation. And that money is not going to be going to you once that's done. It's going to be going to the corporations because there's corporations that are filing lawsuits against the tariff money, and they want that money back. So you're not going to get the money. So the people that are getting screwed, again, are the American people, are the American taxpayers, the people that are paying taxes, because our money is going to fight these cases in court, the legal fees, and these public servant salaries. So we're the ones that get screwed again, which is why we Bitcoin, the exact reason why we Bitcoin. So yeah, that's a fun thing that's happening right now. And the money's going to get held up. It's probably going to go missing, whatnot. Now, this over here, let's see, more on this. Yeah, it's just a mess. So U.S. stock market losses accelerate. Dow and S&P 500 and NASDAQ are now down 1%. This is the funniest thing, though. The funniest thing I always see is when people are like, oh, the stock market's down 1% or 3%. It's big news. But in crypto, we experience these losses all the time. Bitcoin is down 5%, alts are down 20, 30, 40%. We experience those. But, because of the tariffs and whatnot, that's what we're seeing happen. We take a look at the crypto markets, look at 15%, 17%, 16%, 7%. This is the weekly. But even if we take a look on the daily, 7%, 8%, 3%, 5%. That's what we're currently seeing. So we trade a lot differently than the stock market. We have a little bit more volatility. And it's just funny when we see those types of things. Now, next on the docket over here, this is from Majority Leader Schumer. He says that Senate Democrats will block President Trump's proposed extension of tariffs. And this was posted this morning. So we'll see what ends up happening. It's he is the minority leader. And then based off of this too, hedge funds have sold have sold global stocks at the fastest pace since April per Goldman Sachs. That's not good as well. And yeah, that's kind of what's happening with the with that. But let's go ahead and get into some of the XRP news because it's just a little bit crazy over here today. And personally, at the end of the day, as somebody who's middle class, and again, when we talk about middle class, it's upper middle class, lower middle class, and just middle class is all of us. We're the ones that are paying taxes. We're the ones that are getting screwed on this. It doesn't really matter. I'm just completely unbothered with it. A lot of this is exacerbated by the internet and the way that the algorithms push things. And really, we just get to kind of go outside and continue to live our lives. However, AI is the talks about AI is coming up a lot, and it's coming up very egregiously. And that is definitely real life. Now, a lot of the layoffs and the different things that we are seeing, some of that is due to AI, and those jobs will not bounce back because they're going to be taken over. And unfortunately, corporate greed has gotten so out of control. And when I talk about capitalism, it's non-corporate capitalism. I'm just talking about regular capitalism, not corporate capitalism, okay? Because corporate capitalism is a little bit janky. That's where things get crazy. Now, with that being said, the corporations have gone unchecked for so long. The banks, the healthcare, like the Kaiser, the Blue Shield, the Spectrum, the Warner Bros., all of these large companies that provide essential services to us, they've gotten unchecked for so long. And there, a lot of them are just going to be integrating AI into their systems, and they're not going to have any human interaction. And the customer service that we are going to get as a nation is going to continue to get a lot worse. And it's just unfortunate, which is why I want to advocate for you guys to learn about AI. If you can launch your own agents, do those types of things, I recommend to start learning how to do it, because those skills will come into handy for a lot of these large corporations. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Just a lot of crazy stuff happening. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some XRP news because y'all like that. So, according to Coin Paper over here, it looks like XRP Ledger Network activity pumps 40%, 2.5 million daily transactions. So that's some pretty good stuff, right? Network has about 7.64 million activated accounts, and on-chain activity is growing at a faster pace. Or excuse me, faster than price. And the reason why that's happening is because Brad Garlinghouse came out and said, we are not focusing on acquisitions, we're focusing on growth and integration. And that's what we're seeing happen now. Now, to kind of move forward with this, Binance. This comes on February 23rd, this morning. Over 31 million XRP flowed into Binance in a single day, led entirely by whales holding 100,000 to 1 million to 1 million plus XRP per crypto quant. Now, you can go about this two different ways. Some of this can be done for trading. Some of this can be done for selling, or some of them may want to use different types of DeFi or CIPHER stuff that Binance has. So we don't really know what's going to happen with the XRP there, or if this is a good or a bad sign. But things are moving around. Now, as far as price action goes, okay, price action. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin closed underneath the EMA 200 yesterday, and we are continuing our way down. And I just want us to hit 55,000. I'm done. I'm done. Let us trade at 55,000 and continue to go down. But right now, it doesn't look like we're going to flip above the EMA 200 yet at about 68,000. We look like we're going to continue our downward price action. Market Cipher printed another red dot. So we'll probably fall to about 62, lose support, and hit 55. That's my scenario that I would love to have. I just want to nuke already. All right. I just want to nuke. Now, Ethereum. Vitalik is actually selling a lot of Ethereum. He has sold about almost 1,900, and he's continuing to sell it. And it's worth, it's 15 million, whatnot, but he's continuing to sell his Ethereum, which is pretty interesting stuff. And I'm not exactly sure why. We don't know what's going on. Vitalik does donate a lot, so that could be it. Not exactly sure. But again, that's what's happening. But the interesting thing about it is that BitMine, they announced their Ethereum holdings reaches 4.423 million tokens, total cash and crypto holdings of $9.6 billion. Now, Strategy bought more Bitcoin. They only bought 592, but it looks like we are continuing to see people buying. Now, what is going on with Tom Lee? Because again, they're talking about their holdings and they're adding more and whatnot. And they just last week, they acquired about 52,000 Ethereum, worth about 52,000 Ethereum. So what's going on with Tom Lee? Well, his average buy-in price is above $3,000, and we're almost 50% down from that. We just, if the average buy-in price is about $3,000, which it's pretty close to that, and we're now trading at 1,800, we're pretty close to being down 50%. So he's able to hold on to his unrealized losses like crazy. Good, happy for him. But there's two scenarios. I think he's going the route of Michael Saylor, and they're just kind of YOLOing. They're going to keep buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and just hope that things turn around. With Bitcoin and Ethereum, I am feeling confident that these things will eventually turn around, but it's a little bit risky, right? But that's how TradFi works. That's how they work. So we'll see. But one thing I do know is that AI and Ethereum go perfectly together. Vitalik proposes using AI to strengthen DAO governance. I don't think that this is a good idea. I don't think that using AI to take away human rights from people is good, aka voting. So that's going to be interesting to see. But right now, the interesting thing about AI, hold on a second. I got some more stats for you guys. This over here. AI agents OpenClaw confirmed ban on Bitcoin and crypto discussions in Discord. So this came from Mr. Peter Steinberger, who is an OpenClaw guy. But basically, someone was like, "Hey, I got blocked from OpenClaw Discord, blah blah blah." And Peter's like, "We have strict rules that you accepted when you entered servers. No crypto mentions whatsoever is one of them." Now, this is crazy because OpenAI acquired OpenClaw. I believe that's what it is. Pretty sure that's what it is. And the interesting thing, or the crazy thing about it is they're like anti-crypto. The AI people don't like crypto. They don't like it in any way, shape, or form. They don't like the crypto community. They don't like our ethos. They don't like our culture. They're just like, we're not dealing with it. And I don't blame them because the crypto community is toxic. Some of you guys are annoying. Some of you guys are annoying. You guys are demanding. And not my audience for the most part, because you guys know better because I just block you. I don't have patience for it. I don't. That's one thing we don't do. Is like if you want to have a conversation about something that we both disagree with, cool, we'll do it. But I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to be name called, like that type of stuff, okay? I'm not going to, like, I think there's a specific community, I'm not going to name who it was, but the other week, they're like, you didn't include our project, even though that's what the news was. Well, I did, but it was on YouTube. It's not on X. And I don't have to include anything I don't want to. I can say what I want to say. I'm operating in a true decentralized economy. But that's probably why they don't want to deal with the immaturity, because a lot of these people that are in crypto, they're older, and it's like they don't want to deal with that immaturity. And I don't necessarily blame them, which sucks because crypto and AI work so well together. Like I want to say it's ERC 8004, the new upgrade, the EIP, but even stuff like that, like AI agents and crypto, like that's going to be the primary payment method. Like you're going to be like all these different ecosystems like Solana and Ethereum and HBAR and VeChain and Avalanche and you name it. They're going to have their own little ecosystems. The layer ones that sustain, in my opinion, that have all these different AI agents running that you guys are programming because you guys are spending your 10 minutes a day learning about AI, learning how it can improve your quality of life and helping with that job security, all kinds of stuff. But you're the ones that are going to be building this, and these AI agents are going to be operating in their own little ecosystem. And you're going to be able to pick what micropayments you want. So it's really interesting to me how badly the AI people don't like crypto. It's like the tech community is so funny. Like it is what it is. But yeah, that happened as well. Now, that one's a sad one. I don't know if I want to read it. Here's the key events for this week. Markets react to Trump's 15% global tariff, February consumer confidence data, NVIDIA reports earning, initial jobless claim, January PPI, total of 11 Fed speaker events this week. Yeah, it's pretty busy, but we're kind of screwed right now. Like things are not looking really fantastic as far as like the world. Also, global ETP outflows stretch to fifth week as 4 billion exits funds amid growing investor apathy. So we're losing money as far as crypto goes, a lot of the outflows. And even if you take a look at hold on a second. Even if you take a look at the IBIT chart, it looks absolutely disgusting. Like, look at this. Crazy, right? Not looking really great for crypto, any way, shape, or form. So that's also happening, which is kind of like, like, I don't know. The current state of the market is a little scary to me. It's not really scary. I am more like, as far as AI goes, or not AI, as far as crypto goes, I know that crypto will bounce back. I'm not worried about it at all. But one of the things I am worried with is AI. That's what I'm worried. That's what I'm kind of worried about. So we'll kind of see, you know, what ends up happening with that. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just very much, sorry, I'm looking for something. So I wanted to show you guys. I don't know. It just feels weird. Like everything just feels super, super weird as far as that. But, you know, is what it is. Anyways, in other news, crypto.com, they announced that they received conditional approval from the USOCC for its national trust bank charter. So crypto.com will be becoming a bank, but it's not going to be just like any type of bank. It's going to be a little bit different. So basically, I'm going to grok this for you so you guys can see. So it's going to allow them to provide federal regulated custodial service like asset custody, staking across blockchains, including Kronos and trade settlement. And the approval applied for in October of 2025 positions Crypto.com as a compliant leader in digital assets, complementing its existing state-regulated custody without disrupting operations. Similar nods to firms like Ripple and BitGo. And again, Ripple also got their bank charter. And the reason why that's important is because they're going to continue to dominate when it comes to institutions. And BitGo is like the end all be all for custody. So this is a positive thing to see in crypto and a good thing to see. And I don't know if I want to leave the show on a negative note, but I do want to point out this article to you. So this article came out from this account over here. It got 18.1 million views, and it's giving a prediction for June of 2028. S&P is down 38% from highs. Unemployment just printed 10.2%. Private credit is unraveling. Prime mortgages are cracking. AI didn't disappoint. It exceeded every exception. What happened? So this is his article kind of talking about what he's predicting to happen. And he's also saying, like, I hope this doesn't happen. I hope that I'm wrong. But he's basically talking about how AI is rapidly replacing white collar jobs. It's lifting productivity, but hurting wages and consumer spending. It's leading to layoffs, weaker demand and adoption. Productivity rises on paper, but income no longer flows through households into the economy. Yeah. AI agents remove friction in commerce, pressuring payments, real estate, and other middlemen businesses. Real estate, I don't know how that's going to happen because when very, very large transactions, people want to deal with other people. Maybe with car sales and that type of stuff we'll see happen. But when it comes to billions or millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars, the average person is not doing that. They're not. Private credit and leveraged software deals begin to default as recurring revenue models break down. Government tax revenue declines while spending demands growth. This limits policy flexibility. Wealth is concentrated around AI owners. The core issue is that human intelligence is no longer scarce. The financial system was built on it. So that's what they're saying over here. How do I feel about that? Well, the way that corporate America works, I can see some of this happening. I can, because their greed. There's also laws that protect them. And that's why we always talk about grifting legally and ethically within the constraints of the law. So on this channel, we focus mainly on crypto, but we have to talk about AI too, because micropayments, that's exactly what that's how crypto and AI fits together. That's why I want you guys to start paying attention to AI and continuing to do research and whatnot on it. So I don't know, there's that. I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom, but things are crazy right now. Crypto will bounce back, and I think the people that are holding crypto and the quality cryptos will be okay, but the rest of the economy might get absolutely decimated. Change is happening. One of the shows I've been watching has been the Yellowstone, like Yellowstone and all the different, the little spinoffs that they have. And number one, it makes me thankful for where we are in society. And number two, we're entering the wild, wild west, but it's a little bit different than the wild, wild west that they had to endure. Back then it was like life or death. And now it's more so it's us versus technology. And it's actually middle class versus the ivory towers. So anyways, on that note, sending y'all love and light. Watch for the second media piece coming out at 2 p.m. PT, and then the news wrap up at 6 p.m. PT. Okay, bye. Bye, babies.